Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvardhari Yasodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana Yasodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana Yasodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana Yasodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare श्री श्री विजय गौरंगा दयाल निताय की श्री प्रभुपाद की Dear devotees, thank you very much for attending. Welcome to all of you for this series of Bhagavad Katha on the life and teachings of Sri Bhisma Dev. Sri Bhisma Dev is a pure devotee of Lord, and he is one of the 12 great personalities, the well-known great personalities who know the religious principles, who know the dharma deeply, and they are best among the best. So he is one of the 12 best among the best, and we can learn a lot of qualities from his life, a lot of gunas we can imbibe from his life, and we can, when we glorify the devotees of the Lord, then we also get the qualities in ourselves. So now the Bhisma Panchak Utsava is going on, and this festival for 4 days this year, we have this wonderful opportunity provided by management of Gauradesh temple to hear about Bhisma Dev and purify ourselves. And it is very blissful that when we hear the glories of the Lord from the mouth of Bhisma, it's very blissful for all of us and very purifying. So I think there is someone also new. You first time, na, Prabhu, today in the class? Yes. So we are discussing the itihasa, the history actually, and this history took place 5,000 years before, and in this is called Mahabharata, and in this history of Mahabharata there is a great legend, and the name of this legend is Bhisma. He was very pious person, and as I mentioned, he is a very, very great devotee, and he is one of the 12 best, perfected persons in the Vedic culture. So we are discussing his life and his teachings, and he has many grandsons, and one side were Kauravas, his grandsons. They were having demonic qualities, and the other side was the grandsons Pandavas. They have a godly qualities, and the Pandavas 5 in numbers, and Kauravas are many, like 100, around 100 in numbers. And there were some other kings were also together with Kauravas who were also demonic qualities. So there was a big class of the people who were in demonic qualities, and there were some who were godly qualities. So there was a fight between them, and the fight took place for 18 days. And finally, the godly qualities, the truth wins in the war, and the truth was represented by Yudhishthir Maharaj. Maharaj means king. The king Yudhishthir was representing the truth, and ultimately the truth wins. The reason is the God is always with the truth, and when where there is a God, there is a win, there is a victory. So in this itihasa, in this history, so what is happening now, after the victory of Pandavas, the goodness over evil, he was supposed to become the king now, but he is rejecting. He said, no, I don't want to become the king, because so many people died in this war. Millions of the people died. It was the greatest war in the history. And he said, I am responsible for this. I have the fault. And he somehow feeling the responsible, because I wanted to become the king. There was already a king, although he was an evil king, but he was already, running the kingdom, serving the people. So why I should become the king? And this is for me, the war has happened. And principally, this is not correct. They did not want a war. Pandavas, they tried all the best possibilities to establish the peace. Even they asked that if we get 5 villages, that's enough for us. But even a tip of the needle was not given. A land equal to the tip of the needle was not given. So finally war happened, and they won the war, Pandavas. But he said, now I don't want to become king. So many people died. And all the sages, all the great personalities of the Lord, all the great saints, they came to his capital, Hastinapur, and they tried to persuade that, please become the king. We need your services as a king. You are a righteous king. You can serve the people nicely now. You know the dharma. You know the acharan, the how to behave and how to serve. You are a devotee, so please become the king. But he is not becoming. Lord Sri Krishna also tried to persuade him, but he is giving different logics, that why I should not become king, and what is the reason. So actually Lord Sri Krishna can convince him. There is no problem. He can convince everyone. He also convinced Arjuna, because when Arjuna, in the middle of the war, when Arjuna got, not in the middle, in the beginning of the war itself, in the first day of the war, when Arjuna was getting the doubt that I should not fight with my my relatives, my cousin brothers, with my grandfather, and with my teachers, my guru, I should not fight. So Krishna convinced Arjuna, and this is called Bhagavad Gita, and this has 700 slokas, and I think it is said that only 45 minutes it was spoken and so much discussion, and Arjuna was fully convinced. Arjuna says, I want to do what you say. I'm ready to do what you say. I'm completely believe on you. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I have full faith in your words. So he was convinced. Arjuna was convinced. But now Yudhishthira is not convincing. The reason is that Lord can convince everyone, but Lord himself want that Yudhishthira should not convince because he is in the heart of Yudhishthira. So he want, because Lord has different plans. We sometimes don't know his plans. So Lord want to glorify his devotee who is Bhisma Dev, and he is still lying on the Kurukshetra in the bed of arrows because he was shot by Arjuna. So this is the history. This is the thing which we discussed so far. So I just repeated for the new person, a new devotee here, so that he know the background of the whole katha until now, the lecture which is going on, the series. We are now already in the 4th day of this lecture series, and we will begin today again with the Pranam mantra of Bhisma Dev, because the Bhisma Panchak, this 4 days, the auspicious days are still going on. So I will just share my screen. Hopefully you can see it. Yes. Yeah. So this is the Pranam mantra that we glorify him. Om Bhisma Santano Virha Satyavadi Jitendriya Abhira Bhira Vapnatau Putra Pautrochitam Kriyam. Actually, the meaning of this also is good that if we know the meaning also. So the meaning says, Om Bhismaha Santano Virha. Let us pay our obeisances to Sri Bhisma Dev, who is the son of Santanu. This is the meaning of the first line. And the second line says, Satyavadi Jitendriya. This Bhisma Dev is truthful. He is the representation of the truth. He is the incarnation of the truth, or personified truth. Satyavadi. He speaks only truth. Jitendriya. Jitendriya means he has full control over his senses. We have already seen in the last 3 days that he has a full control over his senses. He is following a vow which was the most terrible vow in the history. So he is really Jitendriya. He has a good control over the senses. And then Abhira Vaktu. Abhira Vaktu means the demigods also worship him. And Putra Pautro Chitam Kriyam. Putra Pautro Chitam Kriyam is all the sons and grandsons, they are eligible, or they are authenticate, or they are eligible for his rights, for his last rights. Because we know that now, during the katha itself, after the stuti, he will also leave the body in front of the Lord. This is part of Srimad Bhagavatam katha which we are doing. It will come at the end. And so this mantra says that his sons and grandsons, this means here, because he was unmarried, he was a brahmachari, the sons and grandsons means he has descendants. He has descendants in the order of dynasty, and they are equivalent to the sons and grandsons, because he was caring for them, he was bringing them up. So now we saw that this is the flow of the katha in the last days we have done, and now we are on the 4th part. Actually, we started already 4th part yesterday. Point number 4. Sri Bhisma Dev instructs Yudhishthira Maharaj. So we go to I think yes. So actually, as I was mentioning that Yudhishthira Maharaj, on the request of and suggestion of Sri Krishna, he's already in the Kurukshetra now, and where the Bhisma is on the bed of arrows. And actually, not only Pandavas are there, all the great saints are there, all the great personalities of this whole universe, the who and who, they're all there. For example, Bhagwan, Lord Sri Parsuram is there. He is the partial incarnation of the Bhagwan Krishna. Parsuram is there, Vyasadev is there, Sukdev Goswami is there, Narad is there, Parvata, Asito, and Kashyap Muni is there. The Guru of Brahaspati, the Guru of the demigods Brahaspati is there. Atri is there, all the Brahmas, the Saptarishis, they are there. All the kings are there at that time. Who were the kings? They are there. So all the great personalities of this universe are present at that time in the Kurukshetra. And Pandavas are just sitting very near to Bhisma Pitamaha on the floor. Bhisma Pitamaha is on a higher because he is on the bed of the arrows as a result of the war. So now everybody is there, and Yudhishthira and together with Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is also younger in age to Bhisma. He's, there are some relationships now in the family, and in the relationship he's at a lower level, Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna, when he comes, he also follow all the rules and regulations. He follow the family traditions. So Sri Krishna paid obeisances, although he is a supreme personality of Godhead, but he also paid because he respect the senior. And Yudhishthira and Pandavas, they paid the obeisances. And then Bhisma Dev welcomes everybody. Normally Bhisma Dev should welcome by standing up and paying obeisances and giving some water and food. This is the Vedic culture, but this time it was not possible. He was on the bed of arrows. His hands were bounded. His body was completely pierced, and he could not move even little. So he paid obeisances mentally and by his sweet words. His mind is working perfectly. His voice is working perfectly. So he paid obeisances to everyone. And he welcomed everyone, all the sages, as per the culture, and he knows how to welcome as per time, place, and circumstances. This we discussed yesterday. And we also discussed that all the sages which are in the Kurukshetra now, all the great, they have come with their disciples. They are not alone there, that they just come and sit. This is the duty of a guru, that he brings his disciples to a Harikatha, to the where the glorification of the devotees is happening, where the glorification of the Lord is happening. Where we have some good discourse, then Sishyas, the disciples are also coming, so that everybody can get benefit of this, of the glories of the Lord. So, Maharaj Yudhishthira is in a great pain right now, because he's repenting that because of me everybody is killed. And actually, we are also in repenting situation. We have also the same situation. Of course, Maharaj Yudhishthira has a very high platform. He is one of the best devotee of the Lord. He just, doing a leela so that he teach us that how to become humble, how to become, and how to seek instructions from a senior devotee. So he's just seeking instructions, siksha from a senior Vaishnava, from a proud devotee, and he's giving us a teaching that we should also seek siksha from the senior devotees. Although he is a great devotee, but he is now in the part of ignorance as a part of the leela. And we have the same situation. We are also in ignorance. We have done sinful activities life after life. We have done so many sins which are not as per Shastric principles in the past lives. Because this is not only the first life, we have also other lives in the past. So, and we should also listen this katha. Not only Yudhishthira Maharaj and Pandava should listen, we should also listen. And as it is mentioned that all the disciples were there, we are also disciples of Narada. Because we are in this parampara, there is a system, disciplic succession, that the knowledge comes from higher authority to a lower authority in a disciplic, because this is a perfect knowledge when it comes from the higher to the lower. And the higher authority in our lineage is Brahma, and his son is then Narada, and Narada's son is not Narada's son. Narada's disciple is Vyasadev. Vyasadev's disciple was Sri Madhvacharya ji. So Madhvacharya's disciple lineage, were a lot of disciples were in the between the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, and then finally Madhvendra Puri was the disciple of Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Vyasadev, and from Madhvendra Puri is Iswara Puri. From the Iswara Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is also Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he comes as a Bhakta avatar. From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it comes to the 6 Goswamis, and from 6 Goswamis, then Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada, and now we are also disciples in that men. And since all the disciples are there, all the gurus are there, so we are also there. So please assume that you are sitting in the Kurukshetra right now, and Bhisma Pitamaha is there, and you are looking Bhisma Pitamaha. He's pierced, he's there laying down, and he's completely pierced by the arrows. and he sees the Pandavas, his grandsons, and his eyes are full of tears, because he was the most old person in the whole dynasty. Now he's already 365 years old in this dynasty, and he has loved these children in the childhood. They have played in his arms. He has embraced them, he has loved them, he has cared them, he has saved them, protected them, because this father was died in the beginning, their father Pandav. So he was one of the person who was well wisher of these five Pandavas. Others were not well wishers. Like this will come now in the next slok, of course. So since he was the most well wisher at that time in the whole dynasty, so he has a special affection. And in special material world also, the grandfathers have a special attraction to the grandchildren. This is also in our lives we have seen. So this was there. And when he saw these five, because these five was every time they were in the trouble, their family members troubled them. Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, they troubled a lot. They wanted to kill them. So he said, oh, Bhisma was so happy that they are in nice condition, they are well dressed, they are now royal, aristocratic. And when he saw such a nice five brothers sitting in front of him, the tears were flowing from his eyes. And even he could not remove the tears because hands were bound and he could not see properly. But he have this heart, and so he was welcoming them with the sweet words. So now comes the time that he is now first time speaking. Earlier he just make a welcome yesterday to everyone only by sweet words, but now he's really giving the instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and we should listen his instructions. We can recite this sloka together. Krishnam chaitat prabhavagna आसीनं जगतीश्वरं हृदि स्थितं पूज्यम् असा मायायोपत्तविग्रहम्. This is a very, very beautiful slok. Very beautiful. I really like this slok. So, when we go to learn something, Vedic culture, some knowledge, some wisdom, we have to approach the people who are well versed in the Vedic knowledge. They are Jnaninam Tat Darshanam. We know Tad Vidhi Priti Panen Paripresnena Sevaya Upadeksham Tete Jnanam Jnaninam Tattva Darshanam. In Bhagavad Gita, we know this sloka. So Jnaninam Tattva Darshan means we should know the absolute truth. We should understand the knowledge, the Vedic knowledge, from someone who has learned it from the disciplic succession, and he himself knows the truth. The one who already knows the truth, we should learn from him, and not just by our mental concoction, mental speculation, trying to doing some meditation and putting some mind here and there and see, oh, I have seen the God, and not serving the people, not serving the devotees, not doing a proper purity in the life, not following the regulative principles, but just trying to say, I'm connecting with the nature, divine. So this is not very true, not very easy. So we should learn the truth from the Jnaninam Tattva Darshanam, those who have already seen the truth. And here in the first line itself, Krishnam Chaitat Prabhavagya. So he said, I know the Tattva Krishna Tattva. I know this Prabhav of the Krishna. I know who is Krishna. Bhisma himself is saying, he is seeing Krishna in front of him actually. He is sitting near Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he said, I know his Prabhava. I know his Tattva. So this is the meaning of the first line. And what is the second line? He said, Asinam Jagat Iswaram. Asinam, he is very, very near sitting to the Yudhishthira Maharaj, just in front of me. Jagat Iswaram. Jagat Iswaram means he is the Lord of universe. Jagat means universe, Lord. Iswaram means Lord, the all-controller, Iswaram. So, I know the Tattva, I know the Krishna as he is, and he is the Lord of the universe, and he is sitting near to me. This is the meaning of first two lines. And the third line says, Hridistham Pujyam Asa. So he is not only paying obeisances to him personally because he is sitting in front of him, he is also worshipping him in his heart. These great people, these great devotees, they have realized the truth, so they can see the form of the Lord, this Chaturbhuja form, the Vishnu form. They can see the Lord in the heart. They can always worship in the heart every time. Even if they are not in the temple, they can still realize, they know that they are already talking with them, they are getting instructions from them from the heart. So this, he's saying, Hriday Sthitam Pujyam Asa, I am worshipping him, I am doing his puja in the heart. He was always doing this. So he's doing two things here. He is worshipping him when he's sitting in front with his transcendental form, his body, and he's also worshipping him when he is in the heart. So Ishwar is everywhere, Krishna is everywhere, God is everywhere. He's in every atom, he's in every molecule, he's in every part. He's not only in the heart of his devotees, like he's only in the heart of Bhisma Dev. He's also heart of us, our heart. He's also heart of every living entity. He's also in the heart of an ant, heart of an elephant, heart of a cow, heart of a dog, in heart of a Brahma. He's heart of, from lowest plant Jiva to the highest Jiva. He's in the heart of everyone. So this is the meaning of this word. I think there is also one sloka which say, Sarvasya chaham hriday sannivisto, Sarvasya chaham hriday sannivisto, matteh smritir jnanam apoham cha. I am, so Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hriday sannivisto. As a supreme personality of Godhead, I am sitting in everybody's heart, because I am Ishvara. So I am in everybody's heart, and from me comes the mattah smritir jnanam apoham cha. From me comes the remembrance. Whatever we are remembering, whatever knowledge we are getting, acquiring, from me comes the remembrance, and from me comes the wisdom, and from me comes the like sometimes we forget, forgetfulness. So I give the remembrance, I give the forgetfulness. So I'm in everyone. So do you think that we can be in everyone? Because we are also Jiva, we are also Atma. He's Paramatma, he's the super soul, we are the soul. So he's saying, I'm in every soul. But as a soul, can we say we are in every soul? As a soul, even we don't know our body completely. How we can know other bodies? So we are small particle, and he's the biggest, he's the great, and we are the small. So this is a different, because he's in everyone and we are only in ourselves. We are not everyone. We cannot see other person's heart, but God can see in the other person's heart. So that's why God has a higher position. And now, a very last line of this sloka, it says, Maya yo utpatta vigraham. So very, very nice word. Maya yo utpatta vigraham. Vigraham means form, like some form. Like I have this form of body. Elephant has a form, yeah, and dog has a form, and cow has a form. So Lord has a form, and this form of the Lord is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Brahma ji, who like created this universe as a creator under guidance of Lord. So he says in the Brahma Samhita, Iswaraha Paramam Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinde Sarva Karana Karanam. So Lord is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Lord has a form. Some people say, some Mayavadi philosophers, some impersonalists, they say Lord has no form. He is a light. He is a Brahmajyoti. And we should do a meditation on the light. And we can get him. But of course, he's also a light, he's everything, but the light is coming from his body. The light which is, they are talking about this light, Brahmajyoti, this light is the radiance of his body. So he has a form, a personal form. And he is, with this personal form, he is residing in the Vaikuntha Lok, in his eternal abode. It is also called Goloka Vrindavan. And he is at the same time in the heart of all the living entities, as per this slok. And how this vigraha comes, how this form comes, it is called Maya yo Utpatta. Maya yo Utpatta. So last line, Maya yo Utpatta. This means he is creating this transcendental form by which he is like sitting as a Shyam Sundar or as a Partha Sarthi in front of Yudhishthira, near to, in front of Bhisma Dev, near Yudhishthira. He is sitting personally there, and he said, hey Lord, you have created this form by your internal potency. So Lord has two types of potencies. One is the internal potency, and actually he has three types of potencies. One is the internal potency, this is called Yoga Maya. The one is called external, other one external potency, this is called Mahamaya. or Maya, which is this external energy, which is creating this universe, the material world. And third energy of the Lord is called Jiva Sakti or marginal energy. So marginal energy is sometime collaborating with the Yoga Maya, sometime with Mahamaya. So it is always changing the position. Uh, yes, but we should be more with the Yoga Maya. All the devotees are more connected with the Yoga Maya, and Lord has created this form. By Yoga Maya, not with Mahamaya. So Lord's form is not material. Material forms are made 5 elements or 8 elements actually. As Bhagavad Gita Bhagavan says, I am like all the things here in this universe are made of 8 elements. What are these 8 elements? Uh, Prithvi, the earth, Jal, the water, fire, Agni, and Akas, Prithvi, water, fire, Akas, and Vayu. Vayu, yes, 5. So, and then 3 are mind and buddhi, intelligence, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are the 3 more. So we are made up of 8 elements, but Lord is not made up of these 8 elements. Lord is made up of Sat Chit Anand. Sat means he is eternal. Sat means eternal. He is always there, eternity. And Chit means he is full of knowledge. And Anand means he is full of bliss. Sat Chit Anand means eternity. He's made up of eternity. He's eternal. He was there always. He is now. He will be every time. He will. It is not like when we come, we take birth, we become old, and we died. But God is not like this. Sri Sri Vijay Gauranga Dayal Nitaya ki. So we are not like this. That and God is not like that. God is taking birth and God is just getting older and God is dying. No, no, no. Because his body is not from Panch Mahabhut. His body is made of Satchit Anand Vigraha. And this is here also confirmed by Bhisma Dev. And this discourse of the Bhisma Dev, it is not that this discourse is just taking place in a small room and only 4-5 people are sitting inside, Pandavas sitting, and he's talking, he's a grandfather, he can say everything to the grandson and he can tell, and maybe this is not true and maybe it is not proven. It is not like this. Everyone is there. Even Parsuram is there, Lord himself is there as a Parsuram form, and Vyasadeva is there, Sukhdev Goswami is there, Narada is there, Kashyap is there, Brahaspati. So everybody is there. Whatever he is speaking is proven by everyone. It's globally, it's universally proven. So everybody is listening Bhisma Dev. That's why we have to believe on his words. And he is clearly saying, I am seeing that supreme personality of God in front of me, and his body is not made up of material elements. His body is made up of Sat Chit and Anand, and he is also in the heart of everyone. Yeah, Sarvasya Chaham Hriday Sannivisto. So this is the prayers, the glorification of the Bhisma Dev towards Lord Sri Krishna. So this is such nice, that sometimes we know who has seen the God. Sometimes this question comes to the mind: did you see the God? Did you see the God? How you believe there is a God exists? Now we know it's just 5,000 years ago. This is the history. This is not something fictitious that we say there was a time, millions and millions years, and something happens, then there was a creation and there was a king. No, it is just now, 5,000 years. It's not old. And this is history. And this Mahabharata, we have seen the proofs of Mahabharata in India, in Kurukshetra, that all the Hastinapur, all the historical places are there. All the scientists, the modern devotee scientists, they are finding out the facts. Dwarka, we found the Dwarka. The scientists have found Dwarka in the sea, in Gujarat. They have found, and they have seen as it is, like how the Dwarka was. They have seen that whole palace is there, and it is now scientific, everything. So this, when Bhisma Dev is saying, this is all verified and already proven. So this is a big truth. We should consider this. And in that case, Lord is not saying, Bhagavad Gita, God is saying, I am the God, I am the God. But here the others are also saying, you are the God. This is also important that others should also say. So Bhisma Dev is saying, and not only Bhisma Dev is saying, whoever is sitting there, as I name, everybody is there. They are all saying, you are the God, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. Now we can maybe go to the next sloka. Actually, these slokas are very, very nice, wonderful slokas. They are all applicable to our lives also. In the next sloka, Bhisma Dev says, Aho custom, aho nyayam. Maybe you can also follow. Aho custom, aho nyayam. Yad yoyam dharmanandana. Jeevitam narhata klishtam. Vipradharmachut asraya. Yes. So, what is the meaning of this? Why Bhisma Dev is saying this? Actually, the meaning of this is that, maybe we also read the translation. Bhisma Dev said, "Oh, what terrible sufferings and what terrible injustice you good souls suffer for being the sons of religion personified. You did not deserve to remain under alive conditions under those tribulations. Yet you were protected by the Brahmanas, God, and religion." It's a very, very like important thing. So, aho custom means what terrible sufferings happen to you. So, when we go to this slok, we have to understand the background. Why Bhisma Devi is saying this? That you have got so much of terrible situations. They try to kill you, and you have done no sinful activities. You are dharma personified. Actually, Yudhishthira Maharaj was the incarnation of dharma, righteousness. There is a demigod called Yamadut or Dharmraj. Dharmraj, he is the incarnation of Dharmraj. So he has no prarabdha, he has no past karmas. So this is what Bhisma Dev is saying. Some people suffer due to past karmas, that they have past karmas and they have to suffer, and because they have to finish this past karma, they have to cut the karmas so that they can progress in their life. But in case of Yudhishthira Maharaj, there was no past karmas. He was a dharma himself. So this is said by Bhisma Dev here, that aho custom aho nyayam yad yoyam dharma nandanaha. You are dharma himself. Your kasta, your papas are not because your terrible situation is not that you did some bad things in the past. It is, there is some other reason. And then he's telling the next line. So when Bhisma saw that the Pandavas are sitting in front of him, then he was full of affection. Due to childhood memories, he got the tears in the eyes. He was full of love and affection, and he was able to recall, oh, what happens to you in the past. So he was recalling all these things, and he was memorizing that you were not served nicely. I could not help you because I was bound with my bow. So he was very much repentance actually at that time, because he could not serve them nicely. He wanted to, but there was some restrictions because of the king was not good. So what he says, Jeevitam narhatam klishtam vipra dharmachutam asraha. So here the word you are alive, you still are alive. You had faced so many, they wanted to kill, the opponent want to kill, you are still alive. What is the reason of alive is, he is giving here vipra dharmachuta asraha, because you were under the shelter of brahmanas, you were under the shelter of dharma, righteousness, and you were under the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord. So and you were under the shelter of Vaishnavas. So we have to learn from this. There are so many troubles come in our life, so many bad situations come in our life, so many harmful things, and sometimes we have bad disease or some three types of adi bhautik, adi devik, adi atmik, three types of klesas, three types of miseries come everybody's life in the jivas, in the human form. And when these miseries come, we cannot avoid these miseries, they have to come. Like miseries given by natural calamities, like coronavirus was there, some earthquake is there, flooding is there, some disease is there in the body. So these things are coming, and somebody want to harm us, war is happening in different countries. So what is the way to escape from that? And this is written here, vipra dharmastu asraya. When we take the asraya, the shelter of Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord, when we take the shelter of dharma, scriptures, and when we take the shelter of Lord himself, if we take these shelters, then all these problems will not affect us. We will be saved, we will be protected. Although it seems that problems are coming, it seems from external point of view, but we get the power to bear them, and they are for some purpose. They are planned by Lord. This will come actually in the next sloka. Why the problems come to the devotees. So now let us go to the next sloka. Sorry, my mouse is hanged. Oh no. Oh, I know the reason actually. I think because I made the black screen. Maybe I have to change something. Yeah, okay, it's there now, but it's now I can see it here. Let us see. Yes. Yeah. So this is also a very nice slok. Each slok of this Bhagavad Katha is very, very, this is a deep slok, and this is all connected to us in our personal lives. So here in this slok, Bhisma Dev is saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj, because he told that you were in so many misery, so many painful situations, but you took the ashraya of Vaishnavas, you took the shelter of Dharma, you took the shelter of personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So you were saved. Although they tried to kill you, but you were saved because of these three things. And now he is further saying the same. He want to further go in detail. He said, Sarvam kalha kritam manye Bhagavatam cha yad apriham Sapalo yadvas loko Vayur eva ghana vali. So in this slok, Bhisma Dev says, in my opinion, whatever sufferings, whatever miseries, whatever dangers you have faced in your life, they are inevitable. They could not be avoided. Because he was saying, Bhisma Dev saying, Yudhishthira, you do not get these problems because of your past karma. It is not your prarabdha. It is not your sinful reaction. You are a dharma, you are the incarnation of Dharmraj. You have no prarabdha, you have no past sinful reactions. It is all because of the kalaha. It is because of the time. Time is moving, the wheel of the time is moving, and time is, doing everything in the lives. In my opinion, this is all due to inevitable time under whose control everyone in every planet is carried. In every planet, every jiva, starting from the ant, from a small ant, ant or small animal or any creature, until Brahma, everybody is under this kal. Nobody is out of this kal. In all the planets, in all the 14 lokas or 3 lokas, 14 planets. So Bhisma Dev is saying that everybody is under this call. That's why you also suffered. You also get these miseries. So please don't think, sometimes we have this feeling of guilty. I did some pap, I did some bad karmas, why I am suffering, why these problems are there. So Bhisma is saying, in the life of the devotees, it is not that always karmas are working. Sometimes in the life of devotees, it's God's will. It's also the kala. Kal is working. And then a very nice thing will come about the kal. But before that, I want to go to the situation why Bhisma Dev is saying to this to Pandavas. Bhisma Dev is saying in the previous slok that your mother, Yudhishthir, your mother Kunti, I know, she is the granddaughter for Bhisma Dev, na? Putravadhu. So, or Pautrabadhu, the wife of grandson Pandava. My Pautravadhu, my granddaughter, she suffered a lot because when she was young, the Pandav, her husband was died, Pandu was died. And after that, the small children were there, all the 5 Pandus. She was bringing the 5 Pandus, small children, and she was facing a lot of sufferings because Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana want to kill them. They give the poison to the Bhima, they try to burn them in the palace, they did so many bad things in the childhood. So Kunti was suffering, and even in the childhood, when the children were, mother always tried to care for the children. And normally in Vedic culture or in any culture, when the husband died, the wife is taken care by the family members. Because she's a widow, now she will be taken care by, there are other family members like father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. There, so they take care of that family whose husband is died. and whose father is died. But in this family, they did not take care. They even wanted to kill because Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan. So this was just opposite to what is the culture. So Bhisma is saying this, they even wanted to kill. So she is suffering from the beginning itself. And when you became older, when Pandavas become older, because of your actions, she was again suffering. Because the actions were like they played a Dhrut Krida, they make a, the game of, how it is called, gambling, na, and then they were having this, Draupadi was disrobed, Chirharan, and they were going to the Vanvasa, to the forest. So they were, so in the childhood they suffered because, Kunti was suffering because she was bringing up the children, and when the children become older, she was also suffering. So Bhisma Devi is not your karma. See, it is just Kala is making this. Time is making everything. So please don't feel guilty about it. And now Bhisma Devi is saying a very nice thing. Why this Kala is making? Do we have a control over the Kala? Do we really have a control? He says that no, we don't have a control. And this is coming in the last line. Vayur eva Ghana vali. Vayur eva Ghana vali. This Sukh and Dukh, these Dukhas are coming and we cannot avoid them because it is like the clouds which are not controlled by themselves. The clouds cannot control. When there are clouds, group of clouds in the sky, when the air comes, they move. They don't have their independent existence. Similarly, us, we cannot avoid this. We cannot control this. They are uncontrolled. They are not in our control. They are because of Kalaha. So they will come. But we have to change our situation. We have to take shelter of Vaishnavas and Lord and Brahmanas and Dharma. So he says, like the air is controlling the clouds. When the air is in this direction, clouds are going this direction. Where is it? So the clouds are moving as per air. So we have to also become an instrument in the God's hand. We can't do anything. This is the meaning of this slok. And he's saying it is not your fault. Now the question comes, actually, a very nice question. Every devotee might think, or actually devotees already know, but every person might think that, who is this Kala? Because Krishna, as a supreme personality of Godhead, he was personally there with Arjuna, with Yudhishthira, in Sakhyaras, as a friendship. He was the cousin brother of Yudhishthira, because Vasudev was maternal uncle of Dhritarashtra. So he was a cousin brother of Yudhishthira, and he was a friend of Arjuna. And Krishna was most of the time with Pandavas. So how can when Supreme Personality himself is with Pandavas, they are still suffering? Yudhishthira is asking this question to Bhisma Dev, that you are saying, Sarvam Kala Kritam Manne, that this Kal is doing this. Is the Kal greater than Krishna? This question comes to our mind. Who is this Kal? Because Krishna is with us, and everybody might think here that Krishna was personally with Pandavas. Why they are suffering? Some Kal is making them suffering. Kal. Then Bhisma says, this Kal is nothing, my dear son. This Kal is Krishna himself. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kalosmi. So he is a Mahakal actually. He is the Kal of the Kal. There is no one greater than Krishna. But Bhisma says, very nice thing actually, that Krishna is the Kal himself. There is nothing can be done without his permission. So only with his permission everything can is done, and it is his will. It is the supreme will, and we have to follow the supreme will. And now what happens in the next? Actually, let us go to the next sloka. Very nice sloka. This is giving the answer to Yudhishthira Maharaj when he is saying, okay, this Kal is doing, and maybe somebody can, then Krishna is with Pandavas, then why Kal is? So the answer is given by Bhisma Dev. Nahi asya kirchid rajan puman veda vidhitsitam yajjigasya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. O king, actually you know how Bhisma Dev, this Yudhishthira is the grandson of the Bhisma Dev, grandson, he has, you know, usko god mein khilaya. He has played him in the lap. He was always, and now he is using the word "O King." Bhisma is saying "O King." What is the reason that Bhisma is saying King to Yudhishthira, even if he is grandson? Because he is seeing him as a king of the Hastinapur. He is pursuing him. Please become king. You are the king. We are your praja. Please rule. Why you are escaping? Why you are thinking that you have a fault of Yuddha? So he is trying to pursue in this pravachan, in this discourse, that become the king. So, O king, you are now the shelter of everyone of your praja. No one can know the plan of the Lord. Because he was asking, why the Kal is doing everything? Then he said, no one knows the plan of the Lord, even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. So this is a very good thing that Bhisma is saying the plan of God, Lord is inconceivable, achintya. Lord is inconceivable. We cannot know the plan of the Lord. Actually, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan himself says, Janam karam cha me divyam. Janam karam cha me divyam. Evam yo vedti tatvatah. Tyaktam deham punarjanma naiti naam evam naiti maam eti. So Arjuna, my janam and karma are divyam. You cannot understand them. If you want to understand them by your blunt material eyes with your material education, you will never understand the birth and actions of Lord. It is difficult. So what is remedy? We have to take the shelter. We have to take the shelter of the devotees, and we have to take the shelter of the Lord. Then by His kripa only, then by His mercy only, then we can understand Him. Otherwise we cannot understand Him. Because many philosophers, many great philosophers, they try to meditate and they want to understand Lord. We want to understand, but Lord is great. Lord is so great that nobody can understand. He is Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. So He is Ananta, He is infinite. We cannot understand by our senses. So Bhisma Dev is saying to Yudhishthir, my dear, hey king, he was, you are not the only one. Even Prahlad Maharaj was also got the trouble. Prahlad Maharaj, he was a devotee of the Lord, and still he got the so many troubles. Hiranyakashipu, his father, was the biggest demon in the world, and he did all the efforts that Prahlad should be killed. So in the life of the devotees, the troubles come. The problems come in the life of the devotees. But we should not make Lord responsible for that. Oh, I'm doing 16 rounds. I'm doing service of the Vaishnavas. I'm doing so many services in the temple. I'm like a good devotee. I'm following my Guru. Why I'm getting the sufferings? Why I'm getting the pain? Sometimes the question comes. So we should never blame God for this. Oh Krishna, you are giving me so many problems. Why I'm your devotee, Krishna. So we should understand that we cannot know the plan of the Krishna, because Prahlad Maharaj was bigger devotee than us, than our situation, and still he got all the trouble. Draupadi was the biggest devotee of the Lord. She was full surrendered under Krishna. She was so much disrespected in the royal assembly. Her clothes were removed by demons. Did Krishna want that? Krishna has a plan. We don't know his plan. He do some leela through devotees. And now Pandavas got so many troubles in their life, and even Krishna was with them. And Bhisma is saying that if we try to understand these things with our mind, with our mental speculation, we can never understand. Even great philosophers, scholars, sadhus, they cannot also not understand his leela. We have to just understand one thing, that Lord is our well-wisher. Lord is always our well-wisher. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 5th chapter, Lord says, Bhoktaram yagyatapsam sarvalokam maheswaram suhirdam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam stim rachati. So santim, gyatva mam santim rachati. This is the peace formula. When we have troubles in our life, we have miseries in our material life. So Krishna himself says, I give you a peace formula. You can become peaceful. If you remember this slok, then you will become peaceful. And what is this slok? This slok says, Bhoktaram yagyatapsam sarvalokam maheswaram suhirdam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santim rachati. So if somebody can recognize me as the all, all enjoyer, the ultimate beneficiary, the ultimate enjoyer, and ultimate controller. Sarva Loke Maheshwaram, that I am as a Krishna, as a supreme personality of Godhead, I am the controller of all the planets, of humans as well as of demigods. If someone can put, this meditation in the mind, then he says, Bhagavan say, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. And if we know that he is the well-wisher, I am the well-wisher of all the living entities, starting from the ant, small ant creatures, birds, animals, humans and demigods, and even for Brahma. I am the well-wisher of all the living entities. If you can put this meditation in your mind, then Gyatva Mam Santim Rachati, then you can attain peace from the material miseries. This is the peace formula Krishna has given in Sloka number 29 of 5th chapter. Let us understand with one practical example in our life that how, Lord is well-wisher, and still we are, always blaming, that Lord, you did this for us, you did for me, you did, this problem comes. Sometimes Lord give these problems. Why Lord these problems? We have one practical example from our life. Sorry, I'm too fast actually, because because of my habit and accent, I'm faster. My office colleagues always say I'm speak quite fast, especially for German colleagues that they have accent problem. So am I very fast today, or is it okay for you, Prabhu? My speed? Little slow. Okay, sorry. This is I have to improve it in the next times. I'm very sorry for this. So let us see situation. Everybody has a mother. We all have mothers. A mother, when the child get a big problem, a disease. Suppose the child has got ulcer. Oh, in Hindi we say foda. Foda ho jata hai. A child has an ulcer, or in German how it is called? I think. Geschwur is there is a word Geschwur in German. Geschwur, yeah, Geschwur, ulcer. Yeah. It's ulcer. If a child get Geschwur, ulcer, and mother, what mother will do? Tell me. The aim of the mother is to treat it, that my child becomes well. Huh? So the mother will take him to a surgeon for the operation, surgery, a doctor. And what child will do when the doctor is doing surgery? Child will weep. Oh, pain, so much pain. I remember from my childhood actually. When I was a small child, my mother took me, and this thing happens also really. It's a real example I'm giving. And my mother always today tell me, you were doing this, and she always tell about like how I was behaving at that time in the hospital. That's why I give this example. So my mother told to me when I was a child, there was a problem. She took me to the hospital, and doctor was doing surgery. And I was weeping. I was blaming my mother. You took me here. You are bad. You are not my mother. Why you took me here? Doctor is cutting me, But what is the intention of the mother? What is the mother is our well-wisher. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Lord says, I am Suhridam. Like mother is our Suhridam. Lord is Suhridam for everyone, but mother is Suhridam for their children. So mother wants that my ulcer is treated. And she says to the doctor, even if I'm weeping and I'm blaming my mother, I'm shouting, I'm saying, you are not my mother, you are not my mother, please go away, please take me away. But she said to the doctor, do the operation, do the surgery, don't stop. He's talking, let him talk like this. And doctor will do the surgery, and finally I will become okay, and then I will realize, oh, mother was doing for my benefit. It was for my, So then we realize later on, then we connect, this thing happened in my life, but it was Lord did it for me rightly, because he is always the well-wisher. This is the first principle. Lord is always, actually, Lord is not only well-wisher for the devotees, he is even well-wisher for the non-devotees. The problem is that they don't understand this. Devotees can realize that, because they are getting instructions from sadhu, shastra, and they are doing devotional service, they can realize that this is the mercy of the Lord. But non-devotee, they are not, they always blame. And sometimes, people become atheistic because they say, I get so many troubles in my life, so I don't follow spirituality. I don't believe in God. Because if there is a God, why there are sufferings? People say like this. In modern times, when we go to preaching in outside world, they always say, if you believe there is a God, why there are sufferings? So this answer is coming here. They are not sufferings. They are you know, sometime in the atheistic people, in the life of the non-devotees, they are sufferings because they have some previous karmas. They are prarabdha, so they are cutting. Prarabdha is cutting. So we should think we are purifying with these sufferings. And in the life of devotees, they are because Lord has some plan for the devotee. He want to purify them further. Because if you want to go to, our Srila Prabhupada says, going back to Godhead. Yeah, back to how we will go to back Godhead. Can we go to the Godhead with this body? Is it possible with this material body of Panch Tattva? Prithvi, water, Agni, Akash, Vayu. Can we go with this body to? No, we cannot go. And what is this body made up of? This body is made up of our karmas. As long as we have karmas, we have the body. As long as we have no karmas, we will not have the body, and we can go to the Godhead. Why we are doing these devotional activities? Because devotional activities are karma free. They don't bring bondage. They don't bring the bondage to the material world. They are akarma. They are not sakarma, or they are not vikarma. They are akarma. They are not giving fruitive results. They are not binding. So devotees can leave the body when they finish their karmas. And in the process of finishing karma, we have to bear sometime prarabdha, the old karmas, and then we can slowly cut. And sometimes it is both ways. Actually, there are two energies. The time is running, but it's so interesting topic. I want to finish. So if it's okay for you, maybe 5 minutes more, because now it's little bit closer. So actually, there are two types of energies of the Lord we were discussing. One is the Yoga Maya, and one is the Mahamaya. When devotees are getting the trouble, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, the pure devotees, Bhisma is also in trouble. He's on the bed of arrows, blood is flowing. If somebody is bed of the arrows, the thousands of arrows are fires in the body, and he's last 58 days he's on the bed of arrows. 58 days have passed, and he cannot move the. So Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, all the devotees of the Lord who are traveling, who are getting troubles, who we see that they are suffering. Actually, they are not suffering. This is just some pain. But devotees, because the sufferings are two types. One suffering is the suffering coming from internal energy of the Lord, Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya is giving sufferings to the Lord. This is part of the plan of the Lord. And another suffering is the suffering due to Mahamaya, Durga Devi, Trisul. Durga Devi has a Trisul. She is sitting on the loin. She has a Trisul. And what is this Trisul? Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik. Three miseries are representing this Trisul. Three means three. Sul means miseries. So when the people are getting these miseries, three miseries, they are because of the Mahamaya Sakti. And when some pure devotees are getting some misery, sometimes we say that some spiritual gurus, spiritual masters, some pure devotee, they also get some very bad disease. They get sufferings in the body. They get some. So this is not of their karma. They have no karma right now because they are under the ashraya of Devi Sakti. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who are Mahatmas, they are under the Devi Sakti. They were not under the Maya Sakti. They were under the internal potency. So all these spiritual masters, the elevated souls, the pure devotee, they are under Devi Sakti. And those who are beginner, they are sadhakas, they are aspiring devotees or non-devotee, they are under the Maya Sakti still. Maya still is acting. So that these two type of miseries come, and it is God's plan actually. So God is purifying us. If we want to go to God, back to Godhead, then we have to consider it as a plan of the Lord, and we have to accept it as a mercy of the Lord. This is what Bhisma Dev is saying to Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is the crux of the whole thing. And maybe we can take one more slok, if possible, because it's very interesting. And is it okay for you? Because now is Bhisma Panchak going on, and Dwadasi, the most auspicious day, and we have such nice deep prayers are going on. If we can, a few slokas very fast. Wow, this is wonderful sloka. Is it here? Very wonderful sloka. Bhisma glorifies the position of Sri Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. ऐसा वै भगवान साक्षात् अद्यो नारायणः पुमान् मोहायन् मायाया लोकम् गूढ़ाश्चरति वृष्णिषु. Actually, in the previous slok, Bhisma Dev is saying, this is all plan of the Lord, and plan of the Lord is inconceivable, achintya. We cannot understand the plan of the Lord. Even the great rishis, even the great sadhaka, great realized souls, or also cannot understand the plan of the Lord. He is inconceivable. You know. So, Bhisma Dev is trying to pursue Yudhishthira Maharaj, please take charge of the Hastinapur, please become the king, because Yudhishthira don't want to become the king now. So he said, don't take the fault on you of this yuddha, of this war, that people are killed, don't take on you, because was all Kala, and Kala is Krishna himself, and it was the plan of Krishna. Sometimes it's planned due to the material energy, sometimes it's planned due to the spiritual energy, so you have to accept it. He's Suhirda, he's all well, he's doing welfare. So he's now Yudhishthira Maharaj is maybe convincing, slowly and slowly. Now he's coming to the point. And now actually there are some doubts, doubt comes to everyone. Jivas. We are all, jivas, we are all have some illusion sometimes. Even Brahmaji got illusion. Brahma is the creator of universe. In the 10th canto, he got an illusion that how this Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is sitting as a small child and he is playing with these gwalas, these gopas and cowherd boys, and he is eating with them. Gopas are giving food in his mouth. The food which is already tasted by them, in Hindi, jhuta khana, like which is already tasted by gopas, they were putting in the Krishna's, mouth. And they were eating together, like, very unhealthy condition. In Germany, we may say, oh, this is nicht sauber, this is unhygienisch. But they were doing with each other, they are, So Brahma was bewildered. Brahma says, oh, is he really Supreme Personality of Godhead? That I have doubt in it. And same thing happens with Indra. And Indra was, did a big problem, and he want to kill, because Bhagavan want to do worship of Govardhan. And Indra was very upset with this, and he makes so much rain with the thunderstorm and flood. He want to kill everyone. So great devotees of the Lord also get bewildered. What about us jivas? We are always in bewilderment. Sometime a devotee said, a disciple of Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, he was becoming very humble to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, sometime we become in Maya. Prabhupada said, no, you are not sometime in Maya. Most of the time you are in Maya, only sometime you are with Krishna. so our situation is that we are most of the time in Maya. And this is the reason, even if Krishna himself is sitting, sorry, I'm again faster, I think, this due to my habit, I have to slow. So Krishna himself is sitting near Yudhishthira as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his Satchid Anand Vigraha, with his transcendental body, as a Syam Sundar, as a Parthasarthi, so beautiful. You can see in this picture actually. Such a nice picture with Pandavas are sitting all around and Krishna is sitting. Some people get a doubt. Even in Pandavas also this doubt comes, because Pandavas represent Jivas. So you are saying that Krishna is with us and he is also Kal of the Kal and he is saving us. It is his plan. How to believe? How to believe that he is a supreme? Again, the question comes in our mind also. After we become senior devotees, now still something we don't get 100% shelter. Sometimes some doubts start coming. So then, there is a doubt that if it really Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So our Srila Prabhupada says, if we want to know about the God, we have to learn from the parampara, from the Guru parampara, from the disciple succession. And when we take the knowledge from our own senses, our senses are incomplete, are defective, and these scientists are doing research. They are, finding new planets. They are making jets to go to moon and to go to Mars. They want to live on the Mars because they cannot even handle the Earth. They want to make nuclear bomb on the Earth, but they want to live on the Mars. So what is the theory? I don't know. First, we should live peacefully on the earth, then we can search for other places. But we cannot handle earth, which is very nice, made for living. So, so how to believe these scientists? Because they are doing research with these material senses which are incomplete, which have defects. So we should get the perfect knowledge from the Vedas, from the scriptures, which are coming directly from the Lord, which are not material. They are apurasya. Apurasya means they are coming from divine origin. They are not man-made. They are coming from the Lord. So if we want to take the knowledge, we have to take the knowledge who already have the absolute knowledge and who has learned in the disciplic succession. And Bhisma Dev was such a great saint. He was Raj Rishi. Idam parampara praptam. Na? Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, idam in the chapter 4, sloka number 2, ivam parampara praptam Raj Risyo Vidhu. So Raj Rishis, who are the great sages, they know this because they get it parampara. So now Bhisma is in the parampara. Bhisma is the great Rishi. So this is the right time that Yudhishthira can ask him. We should ask to the right person who know the tattva. And this is the reason that we should follow the parampara system to accept the gyan, to accept the knowledge. And here Bhisma says, Esa hi Bhagwan Sakshat. Oh, this is a very important line. Esa vahi Bhagwan Sakshat. He who is sitting near to you, Yudhishthira, who just nearby, just here, directly, and he was always with you. He is Esa, he, Vai, Bhagwan Sakshat, he is the Lord himself. Wohi Bhagwan hai, he is the Sakshat Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhisma is saying he is the Sakshat Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have to realize that Adyo Narayan Pumha, Adyo means first. Adyo Narayanaha. Narayan is the Mahavishnu, who is laying down in the water. That Karano Dakshai Vishnu, who is, from that all other forms of, he's the first Purusa avatar of Krishna. Karana. So he said he's the first Narayan Pumha. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayan. He is the Mahavishnu. He is the Karana Dakshai Vishnu. He himself. Mohyam Mayaya Lokam. Mohayam Mayaya Lokam. All these lokas, all these planetary systems, like this 3 lokas, the lower planet, lower lokas, lower universes, middle universes, and upper. So these 14 planetary systems, in all the planetary systems, everybody, every jiva is in illusion. Mohyam means illusion. They are in all the lokas, even demigods, even humans, even all the people in the lower planet, they are in moha. Because Guddhas Charati Vrisnavi. This Krishna, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the first Narayan, who is the Karana Dakshai Vishnu, who is the Shiro Dakshai Vishnu, who is the Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, he is moving, living amongst you as the descendants of Vrisnesu. Gudhas Charati Vrisnesu. Charati means he is just roaming around you. He is part of this, your family. Vrisnesu. And he was born in the Vrisni dynasty, the Yadu Vansa. Yadava Vansa. So he was born, and you are thinking he's just your cousin. He's just the son of your Mamaji, your maternal father. You are thinking like this. No, he is just doing Leela. That he is with you. That he is participating in all of you. And he is actually doing all the services. So next sloka will be very good, but today it will be too late. Tomorrow we will do, actually, because we got quite delayed. In the next sloka, Bhisma will say a lot of things. He did so many services for you. He acted as your servant. He became your chariot driver. Yeah, he became the secretary of Yudhishthira also, because Yudhishthira Maharaj was getting all the advice from Krishna when he was a king in Indraprastha. So Krishna was doing so many services for Yudhishthira Maharaj and Pandavas, and they were, once we are so close now with someone, we forget the greatness. In the Sakya Bhav, we become friends, and we just become casual relations. So you say you are so casual with Krishna, you sometimes scold him. And Yudhishthira was elder brother, so Krishna was younger brother, so they have this this exchange. And Arjuna was making a lot of fun of Krishna. He was making always fun. So because he was Sakhyaras, they were friends. So he said, you are in Sakhyaras, in this relations, cousin, brother, and so on. Don't forget, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is the Narayana himself. So Srila Prabhupada has given some commentary on this. Can we read this also, because it is all purifying? So I will read or maybe somebody want to read. Maybe Mata, you want to read, or Prabhu, you want to read, please? Yes, please read.
Purport Srimad Bhagavatam 1918. Here is an authority speaking about Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead and the first Narayan. Even such an impersonalist as Acharya Shankara said in the beginning of his commentation on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. The universe is one of the material creations, but Narayan is transcendental to such material paraphernalia. Bhisma is one of the 12 Mahajanas who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. His confirmation of Lord Sri Krishna's being the original personality of Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonalist Shankara. All other acharyas have also confirmed the statement, and thus there is no chance of not accepting Lord Krishna as the original personality of Godhead.
Yeah, maybe someone else want to read. Mataji, you want to read? You want to read, Mataji, now? The second line, now we have a second page. Someone else want to read also?
This is not second.
Okay, then I will do here like this. No, I think it's the second. Yeah. This is the second page now. Then maybe Nimai Prabhu, you want to?
Vishwadev says that he is the first Narayan. This is also confirmed by Brahmaji in the Bhagavatam 10:14-14. Krishna is the first Narayan. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, there are unlimited numbers of Narayans, who are all the same personality of Godhead and are considered to be the plenary expansions of the original personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The first form of the Lord Sri Krishna first expands himself as the form of Baladev, and Baladev expands in so many other forms, such as Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudev, Narayan, Purusha, Rama, and Nrsimha. All these expansions are one and the same Vishnu Tattva, and Sri Krishna is the original source of all the plenary expansions. He is therefore the direct personality of God.
And next page. Next also.
He is the creator of the material world, and he is the predominating reason known as Narayan in all the Vaikuntha planets. Therefore, his movements amongst human beings are another sort of bewilderment. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad Gita that foolish persons consider him to be one of the human beings without knowing the intricacies of his movements.
Jai. Very nice. Thank you, Stephen Prabhu. Thank you, Nimai Prabhu, for reading this nice purport. So this purport is so nice. It is very purifying that we get it. So Brahmaji says, ईश्वर है परमम कृष्ण है सच्चित आनंद विग्रह है अनादिर आदिर गोविंदे सर्व कारण कारणम. So Krishna is the सर्व कारण कारणम. He is cause of all causes, and he is the first, he is the original God, original Lord, original Bhagwan, and all the other incarnations are coming from the Krishna himself, like this Purusha avatar. Then we have Leela avatar, Guna avatar, like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they are Guna avatar, and Lord Vishnu is also one of the Guna avatar. So they have Yuga avatar. In the Yuga avatar, we have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna appeared as the original personality of Godhead 5,000 years before in this universe, in this world, on the earth planet. But 500 years before, his the original personality came again as a Yuga avatar, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu form. So he comes to give Siksha to us, and he wants to bring us on the path. So in the next slok, actually, I will not go to the to description and all, but I want to say, because it's connecting next slok. So when Bhisma Dev is doing this prayer and he's saying the Krishna is Bhagwan Swayam, Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam, like it is the meaning of this line. He says to Yudhishthira, he want to further confirm to Yudhishthira that this is not my opinion that I am saying Krishna. Everybody is confirmed because everybody was there already. Narad ji was there, Vyas ji was there, Sukhdev ji was there, so and Parshuram ji was there. And furthermore, he says that Lord Shiva, Narada, among all the sages, all the demigods, and Kapila Dev, who is the incarnation of the Godhead, the son of Devati, Kapila Dev. So Bhisma Dev says that, hey Yudhishthir, oh king, this is not I am saying, Lord Shiva, Narada, and Kapila, they all know this confidential knowledge. They also confirm that they also glorify him as a supreme personality of Godhead. So his glories are through direct contact. So we have to believe on this in this way. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for bearing me. And I again pray to your lotus feet, to your pure feet, that you have blessed me so far that although I have no knowledge, I have no wisdom, that I can speak about the glories of the pure devotees and about the glories of the Lord through pure devotees. But you have empowered me, you have blessed me, that I'm just repeating the words of Srila Prabhupada and words of our Gurudev and senior Vaishnavas. And if you find, because I have lot of defects in myself, lot of shortcomings, and you find that I make mistakes in my katha, it's natural. I also don't have much experience. So if I make mistakes, of course I make mistakes always. So please forgive me for my mistakes. And if you really find something good in this katha, in this lecture, and you have find something which is really valuable, then this credit goes to the Gurujanas, to our senior Vaishnavas and sadhus. So with this, we want to finish today's class, and tomorrow we will meet again. And tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting, because now, Yudhishthira Maharaj is convinced. He's now convincing, and Bhisma Dev further glorifies Lord with various, we can glorify the Lord by many, many ways, because he is Anant, he is infinite. So Bhisma Dev is also so knowledgeable. He has, so Bhisma Dev is further glorifying the Lord in a different ways, and these ways are very nice, and we can also glorify like this, and we can say whatever way Bhisma Dev is glorifying, we can connect with Bhisma Dev, because we are in the same situation like Bhisma Dev. Bhisma Dev is on the bed of the arrows, he's in the pain, and we are also under the pain of Tritap, 3 types of miseries. We are also under the pain, and our Trisul is from Durga Devi, and his arrows are from Arjuna. So they are not different, both are arrows. So since our situation is also Bhisma Dev situations, so when Bhisma Dev is glorifying the Lord, we can glorify in the same way. And tomorrow we will collect. And Bhisma Dev has given the biggest discourse in the history of Vedic culture. And this discourse, as I mentioned last day also, like Santi Parva in Mahabharata, 353 chapters total in Santi Parva, and there Bhisma Dev's Updesh, this Updesh, what we are listening now, this is already in a big way. Now in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is just as abstract, a small. But there in Mahabharata, it is completely very elaborated, very systematically, point to point. It is coming in the next slokas, only few slokas are there, which is giving a summary of what is in the Santi Parva, what he has discussed in the Santi. He has given a complete law book, how a king should behave, how a grahastha should behave, how a kshatriya should behave, asrama, sannyasi should behave, brahmachari should behave, how the, vanprastha, and so he has given a complete law book, how the woman should behave. So this law book is in the Santi Parva, but in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the next, tomorrow we will see that these topics are coming. So I hope you can join tomorrow also. Please come. And you can tell other devotees also, because this is the most auspicious Bhisma Panchaka Vrata. And if we are, hearing the glories of Bhisma Dev himself, it is very purifying for all of us. Hare Krishna. Thank you. जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, सामवेद भक्तवृंद की जय.